the airplane just shook violently. And I said, I've been hit, I'm heading for the water. Well, it turned out I hadn't been hit. When I was a youngster, the family had an encyclopedia in the house called the Book of Knowledge. And so I saw this cook holding a couple of chickens about to drop into a pot. I always like to eat, so I read the story, and the story led from Great Lakes to the Naval Academy. When I graduated, I got the USS Nicholas, which was home ported in Hawaii. But in April or so, I was detached. Well, I started flight training in June of 1952 to go in the attack syllabus with the AD Sky Raider. The Korean War was still on, and being young and foolish, I wanted to get through flight training in time to get back into the war. But the war ended before I got my wings, and so I didn't get there. After that, I went to an AD squadron in Alameda. I was sent back to the training command as a flight instructor at Whiting Field, and I instructed in the T-28. At the end of 3 years, I was made a flag lieutenant for Jumpin' Joe Clifton, a World War II hero. So anyhow, I was a flag lieutenant. We made a Pacific cruise on the Oriskany. After I went through the RAG at Cecil Field, flying the A-4 this time, came back was a Cuban Missile Crisis, so we got embarked again. When I was on my second cruise, I became a special delivery pilot. You get trained to deliver a nuclear weapon. I actually had a target assigned, target in China. I don't think I'd have ever found the target because navigating, they gave us a chart and several of my turn points were remnants of old Chinese walls. Oh. But anyhow, the Vietnam War began, and in 1967, I was leading a strike up on the northern part of Vietnam. We had delivered our ordnance, and as we were turned south, my section leader said, our call sign was Busy Bee, says, Busy Bee, missiles 3 o'clock. And so Brilliant here said, say again? About that time, the airplane just shook violently. And I said, I've been hit, I'm heading for the water. Well, it turned out I hadn't been hit. The missile had passed under me, and the shock wave from the missile had disturbed the airplane. It never detonated. I ended up with 255 Vietnam sorties. Fortunately, I was hit once, but I managed to survive the whole thing. At one point, I was an air wing commander on the USS Independence, and Admiral Ike Kidd came aboard. And Ike Kidd decided that he wanted me on his staff, and that was a kind of a turning point in my career. The Navy was at the forefront of deterrence and protecting American interests around the world, and we were the embodiment of that, and we worked very hard at it. We didn't necessarily want to go to war, but we were ready to go to war.